Hi and welcome back to MMAnytt's Round Table. We've got two Nebraska boys here. We've got Kevin Gray and Darrick Minnow, two training partners who are out here training at Black House for a couple of weeks, finishing up your training camp. Tough Daria, glad to have her back, coming in here. I know you're busy with your schedule for WWE.
Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for being here. I like the shirt, by the way, Darrick, repping RFA.
Oh, yeah, always.
Where'd you get that?
They gave it to me in March after my fight.
Was that Ed or Ryan? Because I didn't get one,
Ryan. It was Mark, actually.
Oh, yeah, Mark?
Mark Berry.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So, first and foremost, I want to say, you're a huge 135er. What'd you walk around at?
You want to know what I started this camp at?
Yeah.
About 69.
Wow. And you're a 25er.
Yep.
But you guys fought each other.
Yeah.
And now you're best friends, basically, right?
That's why I stay at 25.
Yeah, we did fight each other as it would have been his last amateur fight. It was my 8th amateur fight, so.
I presume the weight difference.
It made a difference. It definitely.
No, I guessed because I cut weight wrong and midway.
Wait, so you
so
won?
it made a
midway
difference. Yeah.
midway through the first round or second round, fucking slammed me, dude, and just and I just all air went out. I broke my nose the week before. I was like, I'm done. He just don't stop. So
not only are you a professional MMA fighter, you're also a power lifter, which makes sense that you're slamming a big 135er, and a bodybuilder, natural bodybuilder.
Yeah.
How do you have time for it all? And does it work together?
The bodybuilding and MMA does not work together whatsoever.
No,
it's
right?
like completely opposite, you know. But
Slow and pump.
yeah. So I kind of blend it in and just make it more of a cardio thing, not the slow reps trying to build muscle, but get my muscles to prepare for an MMA fight. So I do a lot of circuit, a lot of CrossFit type stuff now. But
And both of you come from a wrestling background.
yep.
D1?
No.
NAIA and
right,
JUCOs, of course, but JUCOs can be just as tough as D1.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, I just wrestled one year in JUCO, and then I went and started fighting.
Yeah? This suits you better?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you wanna
for
do it?
sure.
It
Yep.
certainly helps, though. So you guys are from Omaha, Nebraska, and you've come out to LA before. But
Yes.
prior to coming to LA, I heard you guys have never seen the ocean.
He has not.
You had not seen the ocean.
No.
That's crazy. So what's it been training in a big city like LA? Do you find that there's, better training partners for you out here, or is it just the diversity that you come for?
Well, different looks, and I feel like the intensity level is up.
Okay.
So we know when we're going to the gym in the mornings that no matter what, we have that one practice, and there's going to be guys there, and we're going to get pushed. Sometimes, in a small town, or not as small, but Omaha, is fairly small compared to here. You get the guys, everybody has something going on. If they don't have fights coming up, we'll get, 4 or 5 guys in there. And depending on, we'll still get hard rounds, but, like, coming out here, for a fact that if you go there, you're getting that intensity level no matter who's there.
Right, absolutely.
So-
A lot of guys at Black House, it's their career. It's their job.
And that's,
so.
and that's the difference, too. Not very many. It's probably 2 or 3 that do this for a living and don't have regular jobs on the side.
Right.
Have a full-time job or a part-time job. So
Do you?
that's the difference. I do.
Full-time?
I do. Yep. This is all I
You
do.
do?
Train.
Yep.
What do you guys do?
What's that?
For
No,
what?
I don't work.
Oh, you don't
just,
work?
No, I just
Okay.
train. I train.
I'm a personal trainer, so
Makes sense.
yeah.
That goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
right?
So it works out. It works out.
You're on a 4-fight win streak. Your last loss was to Luke Saunders, the RFA champion. That Taryn Ware also lost to. What does Luke do so well? It's 10-0 now, right? Or is it 11-0? Yeah, it's 10-0 still.
Man, his pressure's good. I really don't remember that fight, and I don't watch that fight. I cut 26 pounds in 3 days before I got a nutritionist, and I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. Luke's tough, man, but, he's strong. He was on top of me that second round. I couldn't even move. Like, I wasn't going out or anything, but looking at my corners, I was just like, I cannot do anything. And so, like, the weight cut got to me. My cardio was done for after the first minute, but he's super good at just staying composed and, being like a chameleon and adapting to situations. But, everybody has a weakness at some point, but he's tough.
Is that a rematch that you see yourself having on your way to the UFC?
If he don't get signed, I think he's gonna get signed before that time comes. I feel I'll have probably 1 or 2 more wins in RFA before that chance comes, and hopefully Luke's signed. I mean, that don't look bad on me, and that don't look bad for the RFA. Hopefully he's gone and signed because he deserves it. You look at his record, he's fought a lot of tough dudes, and he's good.
He's one of the ones I expected to get signed to the UFC by now. So let's talk about that. RFA is a huge springboard to the UFC. Obviously, you guys are aware of this and happy to be fighting with the RFA.
Yep.
Do you feel like this is your time, that you're fighting for a company you fought for 5 times? It's going to be your 5th fight?
This will be my 5th fight.
This is going to be your 4th?
Yep.
So do you feel that UFC is in your near futures?
I mean, this is the best promotion to, springboard us to that level. A lot of the fighters, they don't stick around long enough to defend their belts more than 1 or 2 times and they're gone. So, they get a lot of tough guys in the RFA. So you really don't see too many slouches, and if you do, you don't see them back that much. So it's a really good organization to get tough fights to get pushed to that level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what he said. I just want to keep winning in RFA. Eventually you're going to get noticed. You're going to keep getting out there. You're fighting on TV. I mean, obviously Ed and all the matchmakers in the UFC have good relationships, and it's just you're gonna keep improving.
But it's not a bad placeholder for the time being. It's obviously a great organization.
I love the guys at RFA. Everybody they're good. They welcome you in as family, and it's fun to fight for them on that stage. I love the cage, the promotion, everything. So
absolutely.
You're fighting for them for the 5th time, and you've been on a win streak, and you fought the champ. What's missing for you to take that step, the leap into the UFC? Would you say for you?
What's missing now? Like, what do I need to do?
Yeah, except for winning fights, obviously.
Keep winning. I feel like this is what I needed to do was branch out, and we needed to start going and getting more exposure for one, and then just coming and training with guys to get that confidence that you're at the next level. Now when I step in the cage, I feel like, oh yeah, I just went 4 hard rounds with Pedro Munoz. I mean, I have his coaches coaching me, and we're rolling and we're doing good. I mean, I think that I'm just going to keep winning and get there now. I mean, I think missing was doing my part of my camp somewhere else. I mean, honestly.
Sorry about that. And 135 is a stacked weight class at 135. Yeah. 125 is getting there, but it's been a little bit more open. It hasn't been a very broad roster of fighters in the UFC. Was it Mighty Mouse fighting a rematch that I've been wanting to see for a while?
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, the winner of Tough, the last man to stop TJ Dillashaw by knockout. And do you think it would be easier for you to get in there because of the weight class not being stacked?
I think so. There's a lot of 25-pounders out there, but there's not a lot of consistent 25-pounders that I think can reach that next level. And it's definitely open. 135 is super stacked. 125, it's still building exposure in the UFC. So I think they're signing more 25-pounders as they find them. So, being a part of the RFA, that kind of helps boost that exposure. So,
and you both train with Joe Ellenberger, right? Back home, that's his gym. I actually didn't know that Joe and Jay were twins. I didn't know. I mean, they were brothers. They were twins. What's the difference in their game?
And whose game?
Joe and Jake. What is the main difference between how they fight?
Jay's gonna knock you out, and Joe's gonna wrestle you. I mean, you can look at tape, just know. I mean, Joe's the wrestler, and Jake can wrestle. He can wrestle, but
he's got so much power, and he knows how to use it. So
does he come out and train with you guys as well?
Yeah, when he's back, a few times, he's going light, just moves around and stuff. But it was funny. We actually trained with him, here.
Yeah.
Down at Rain?
No, for his last camp, he was coming over and sparring at Black House with Machida and stuff. So we actually met up with him here. So.
That's funny.
I didn't know that. And teaching, has he been coaching you at all? I presume Joe is coaching you all the time, right?
Yeah, for wrestling. He definitely comes in and helps on wrestling.
Wrestling days, MMA days, he coaches. We also have, Ryan Jensen's there to coach, Jason Brills. So...
you still feel that you are wrestlers at heart when it comes to fighting? Is that your go-to? Is that your bread and butter?
I mean, when you're in the hole and you're in an uncomfortable position, you know, you're going to go what you feel natural. If you're a stand-up guy, Muay Thai guy, you're going to go to a kick to the head, you know. Or if you're a wrestler, you feel like you're in trouble, you're going to shoot that double leg or single or whatnot. So, I mean, it's always going to be there, but that's the main reason why we came out here, to kind of branch away from what we're comfortable with. So, you know, they got great stand-up. Everybody's jiu-jitsu freaks out here. So, you know, it definitely helps our game hugely.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main reasons why we came out here, to kind of get away from our comfort level in wrestling.
If I get punched and I'm feeling dizzy, I'm gonna shoot a double leg and I'm gonna take your ass down. I mean, there's that, and you know, I mean, that's what I do. You know, if I feel like I can take about anybody down, that I'm gonna fight. So I mean.
So your jiu-jitsu, you said the jiu-jitsu out here, it's a high level jiu-jitsu. You got 4 submissions.
I just take what they give me. Honestly, I just take what they give me. So.
What a humble answer.
Would you say the jiu-jitsu, the level of jiu-jitsu is higher here? Is it jiu-jitsu in itself, or is it jiu-jitsu for mixed martial arts?
I think both, honestly. I think both, you know. Back home, we're able to go with guys that are pretty good at jiu-jitsu. And, I mean, my defense is good. Darrick's phenomenal. He's good at jiu-jitsu, so he can hang with them. But, you know, when I first came out here, I would shoot my double leg and my neck be gone, head be popped off, triangle. So it's really made me conscious of where to put my head placement, not rush stuff as much, because I know I could take down anybody, but it's about how I take them down. So it's definitely a lot higher level out here.
How about you? Because you obviously got a decent submission record as well. 10 out of 13 wins by submission.
Yeah,
Not too shabby.
No.
Yeah, I don't forgot the question.
So the jiu-jitsu, the level of jiu-jitsu, especially both jiu-jitsu in itself.
Oh yeah.
Versus
Their
MMA.
you know, I feel like, you know, if I snatch something up, they're gonna be able to defend it, and vice versa. You know, you're just gonna scramble and just. I mean, you better watch your neck, because they're gonna transfer right into something else.
Sounds like you guys been sparring a lot with Pedro.
I was just
You
gonna
know?
say the same thing. I'm like, it
Exactly.
sounds like they're talking about Pedro Munoz and his guillotines.
My neck hurts right
man.
now.
Yeah.
Because I'll be scrambling out of him, and he's relentless. But
Yeah.
we'll be scrambling, and he's still at my neck. But yeah, it's good.
It's a good training partner for
he
sure.
is great.
So you guys spend a lot of time together. I've heard you're here together right now. You train together all the time. You can't wait at the same time. Is it almost like a married couple, or is it a lot of like tipping back and forth?
Bromance,
Yeah?
that's what they say.
How does the weight cut go together? And is it easier when both of you can't weigh together, or is it worse when both of you on the same card?
I mean, it's always easier when you got somebody to suffer with you, you know. Cutting weight.
I cut a
it's-
lot more weight.
Yeah, it
it's
looks
just
like
it's
it.
just terrible.
Yeah, we
It's
can
just
tell.
terrible. So if you got somebody to suffer with,
yeah.
I mean, it definitely makes it a little bit easier if you know they're suffering with you. So
You know, either or. You know, if he's cutting weight, I'm going to be in the sauna with him, or, you know, whatever, right next to him. And if I'm cutting weight, just like my last fight, he was right there. I mean, it's always easier to have somebody there, you know, because, I mean, cutting weight sucks, and at some point, you're going to mentally break. You know, if it's the last 3 pounds, your last pound, your last, 4 pounds, you just got to have that person to push right through.
yeah.
Now you do this for a living. You're a bodybuilder. You powerlifted, and it's weight classes as well, right? So you've been cutting from wrestling, but would you say you said you got a nutritionist? Are you the nutritionist that you got, or because you've been knowing this for a while?
No, I kind of do my own thing when it comes to the diet. I don't have to cut as much weight either, you know. I think the highest I get above weight is maybe almost 20 pounds. That's at my high point. So, during training camp, I'm about teeter-tottering between 11 and 15 pounds. So it's not too bad. So I kind of know how to feel my body. But everybody's body is a lot different. Like, I tried what I do for myself. I tried to give him the idea, and it didn't work for him. So, he branched out and got a nutritionist that's obviously been helping hugely.
She's working. I'm going to comment real quick on his little weight issue. I asked him about his little bodybuilding stint that he went off for 6 months and started bodybuilding, and then we were sitting in a bathtub, and he was cutting the last 3 pounds.
It's the worst weight cut.
Yeah, I was like, are you going to continue to bodybuild, or are you going to freaking start fighting? You can't keep doing both.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, once I took that break to do bodybuilding, it was a good 6 months off, and I put on a lot of muscle. I probably weighed 145 pounds, but my body fat was like around 3 or 4%.
Oh wow! So it's
So-
all pure muscle.
Yeah.
Hard to get
So
rid of.
when I tried to cut down for my first fight, 125, it was the worst feeling ever. It's like I don't want to lift weights no more. I don't want to do nothing in the
Oh,
gym.
it's so bad.
It was terrible. So I'm finally back to where I'm probably about 9%, 10% body fat, but my weight's dropped. So that extra muscle definitely was not helping whatsoever.
So now you got muscles for work rather than for show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And why do you get so big?
Man,
likes
because I love
ice
ice
cream.
cream, bro. Man, I love junk food, and I just after the fights, I mean, it's not really because like I'll make 35, and when I step in the cage, I'm 58.
Wow.
So it's not like it's not really that I gain that much weight. It's just
It sounds like
I
it.
can 23
23 pounds.
Yeah. I right after that's just hydrating and eating right in between 24 hours.
You're built like that, obviously.
Yeah,
'cause you
and
wouldn't be
then,
able to gain so much.
And then like that week for 2 weeks, I fight often. I mean, I've only been pro for, in October will be 3 years, and this is my 18th fight.
And you had a bunch of amateur fights. Both of you did.
Well, he didn't. He only
I had 4.
I had
Really?
14.
Oh, it's you that had 4.
14.
Okay.
Wow.
But I just for 2 weeks, I'll go back on the gym on Monday, but I'm gonna eat like crap, and I'm gonna eat all day every day for about 2 weeks, and then I'm like, oh, this scale does not like me right now.
What'd you blow up to?
What?
What'd you usually blow up to?
About 68-ish, at least, and that's that. But that's just, I'd hate to be like take some time off and blow up to that, because I think it's easier to get your body in that routine of just, okay, now I can lose it and get back down to 60 instead of, okay, if I take 3 months off and I got that big, it'd be way harder to lose, I think.
Right.
So.
Now, nickname. It used to be the coolest nickname in it was in boxing, but Pocket Rocket McCulloch. I don't think any of you know. If you're a boxing fan, you would know. Did really well as a pro boxer. Won a smaller title. Actually worked for the UFC for a while, but was an amateur from Ireland. Olympic Irish boxer known as Pocket Rocket because he didn't have power in his punches. Pocket Herc. How did you get that name?
Well, my JUCO coach used to call me that, Pocket Hurt, because I was 118 pounds soaking wet, but I was just super strong, probably like pound strongest guy. And he just used to call me Pocket Hurt because I could go with all the big guys and at least hold my own. So it just stuck. It just stuck with me.
So you still continue with the powerlifting? Does the powerlifting work well with mixed martial arts?
It does when you're working on strength and explosion type movement. So you always want to keep that strength up, especially when you're cutting down to your weight. You want to at least try to maintain some of your strength. You're going to lose it, but it helps to help maintain some of that strength. So
What's your snatch?
What's that?
How much do you snatch?
Last time I went heavy snatch, I think it was about 155. But I haven't done heavy snatch.
You're
in a
laughing over
while.
here. I gotta know why. Is this just like so not in your realm of things you'd like
hates
to
lifting.
do?
No, I'm just saying heavy snatch. That's funny. That's freaking hilarious. I mean, sorry.
For you Europeans watching this, you'll have to Google that.
Yeah.
How about you clean and jerk?
My clean heaviest I've gone is 225. Clean and jerk, I want to say about 170 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You can definitely tell you have the build of a bodybuilder still. I mean, obviously you're not as meaty as I'm sure you have been in the past, but you can still tell you have the definition.
Yeah. Sometimes, once you see yourself looking so big, then you're back down to small. You're like, oh man, I look like a crackhead. What's going on with my body? But it's all good though.
So, Daria, the WWE world, we asked you before, just because it's so different from mixed martial arts.
Yes.
How good are the wrestlers in WWE?
Well, you have a variety of everything. You have, amateur wrestlers that are now in the WWE that have that background of, they call it the shooter background, where they actually can wrestle and they incorporate that. Then you have people like me who have MMA backgrounds that incorporate that into pro wrestling. So you kind of have a mix of a bunch of different athletes, and so you can't really put an average on any one person, but there's definitely a high level of athleticism in general in the WWE.
Have to have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen some of those tricks.
Yeah, it's like dancing mixed with stunt work mixed with fighting.
That's crazy.
And it's amazing. It's like a dance.
And powerlifting and bodybuilding, but you're both from wrestling background. Was WWE something? Is that big in Nebraska? We don't watch it in Europe.
I mean,
is it big?
growing up, I definitely wanted to do it.
Oh,
I was like, I'm gonna be Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do backflips off this rope.
Man, I have 2 brothers, and yeah, it was huge. Like screaming and all that. Yeah, it was just definitely big. We got into some trouble, and my brothers would throw the flying headbutt and hit the corner of the table, split him open.
Oh.
We got rowdy. So yeah, wrestling was huge in the younger years for sure.
Well, it's always a retirement plan, right?
I mean,
after MMA,
go back to my bodybuilding to get that size.
then
Boys
you
are
can get your
big.
size. Yeah,
Boys are big.
absolutely. It's definitely a nice transition.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna be too beat up to do anything.
No, then you'll be like the Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, there you go.
They'll like it. The cauliflower ear. It's perfect.
Yep.
So 2 weeks to fight. You got some weight to go, I can tell still, but you're getting closer, right? You're definitely smaller than last time I saw you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And what's in this fight? Talk us through this fight. Your opponent, how you're gonna win. I presume you're planning on doing that.
Oh yeah. Fighting Matt Brown. He's out of Wisconsin. He's 10-3, 10-4. Don't really know much about him. He fought on the same RFA in March that I fought Marvin Blummer on, and we kind of watched it and stuff, and I really haven't watched much tape on him. I really got away from that after I fought Luke Sanders, just because I concentrated too much on what they were gonna do and not enough on what I'm gonna do, and so I'm just gonna go out there and just punch, wrestle, take down, submission, punch some more, stand up, kick, do whatever I got to do to take the win. He's coming into Nebraska. I'm going to have, I've 200 of my family and friends there. We're, and plus the whole crowd's going to be, it's going to be like 4,000 people. He ain't going to come into where I'm from and beat me. I'm just going to go out there and, put it on him.
That has to be really exciting, being, a fairly small town kid, as you say, to have an organization that you've been fighting for so long now coming into your hometown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they came March. I fought Austin Lions in 2 years ago. I think it was a year and a half ago. So not last March, but the March before. And it was in the Pinnacle. Now it's at the Pershing, or it was at the Pershing. Now it's at the Pinnacle. And so it's
biggest
all in
arena, right?
Yeah, Pinnacle. It's huge, man. But I'm actually from a town of 7,500 people.
Right.
And that town, Anthony Smith, who's the main event's actually from that town too. So
do you guys train together?
No, he's actually at another gym now. We grew up and we trained together, when I started, and we actually grew up wrestling together. But he's at a different gym now. But yeah, so back to the question, I'm just gonna go out there and win. I'm not gonna predict what I'm gonna do or how it's gonna do. It could go 3 rounds, but I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna win the decision. I'm gonna win the submission. I'm just going to win every aspect of the match.
I like it.
And you, Kevin?
I'm fighting a guy by the name of Josh Smith. He was a wrestler, I believe, at Kearney or somewhere. But he trains out of Iowa. But, I don't really look up my guys at all,
So both of you don't really watch your opponents much.
No, because, that really makes you focus on what you got to watch out, what they have, like try to defend their stuff, when honestly I just want them to defend what I got. So, but being up here and training has boosted our confidence so much. There's not anybody that's going to step in that cage that is going to remotely break us. So, that's the mindset I'm going in there with, and that's the mindset I'll keep. So, it's been good.
He might out-wrestle you, though.
Oh.
I'm just joking. We
those
had
are fighting words.
We had a training partner that out-wrestled him and wasn't a very good wrestler. So.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what happened?
So.
That's funny. But getting outside of your comfort zone, in my opinion, is one of the biggest things in MMA. Because staying in the same gym all the time with the same training partners, we all know
you get used to
it.
Yeah.
You get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But coming out to Los Angeles from Nebraska and training with guys like Pedro Munoz has to be the best preparation mentally than anything else, right?
Day.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Your confidence level. Going with the guys, it's to be able to scramble and go with these guys and be able to, hang with them and their high level and what they do.
Right.
a huge confidence boost for us, especially coming from our gym. We're used, like you said, we have tough guys, but we're all used to each other's style. We know Darrick knows I'm a shoot. I know he's going to guillotine me. So, it's just one of those things. So out here, Kenny puts us in a bad position, so we have to work and get used to being in uncomfortable positions. So, it's perfect. It's perfect.
So outside the gym, what's the biggest difference between Nebraska and Los Angeles? Except the
The
traffic.
freaking people, dude. People are not friendly around here.
Yeah.
Man.
I got used. I had to
This
stop
is so funny.
waving at people. I was like, oh, okay. This
You
is
wave at
Nebraska.
people? Why
Hey,
are you waving
hey,
at
good
people?
morning.
What are you doing? You don't do that
How
here.
you doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't say thank you when I open the door for you? All right. That's
Oh,
cool.
okay,
Thanks.
that's cool.
Thanks, yeah.
I'm from New Jersey, and despite the reputation, it's much friendlier on the East Coast.
Oh,
so
man.
I agree. Out
Yeah.
here is when I first moved out here, I was like, okay, all right.
Us Midwesterns,
Wow.
they get pretty friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, and
Absolutely.
also, you got an ocean. First time I seen that was last time, so that was.
Were you
that was
scared?
good. No.
We went at nighttime. We actually ran.
That sounds a
So
little
dumb.
romantic.
So dumb. We ran because we're like, oh, we need another workout. Didn't realize it was 3 miles away.
So you
yeah,
ran 3
this
miles
is the
there.
first day we're here. Ruined, dude. That first week was brutal after that.
Oh,
So
nice
sore.
6-mile jog.
Oh
to get your
man,
day
we thought
started.
they told us it was like a mile.
Who?
So we
Kenny
gotta be
did.
there.
Kenny did.
Kenny?
We gotta be
Nice
there
work, Kenny.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
gotta
hope he
be
didn't
there.
run for Black House, because that would be.
No, the Black House
very, very
Academy
far.
where we stay at.
Oh,
Yeah.
Redondo. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Redondo.
Yeah, that's a little closer.
And did you go in the ocean yet? Have you been inside of salt water
Yeah,
yet?
Ed took us
Oh,
paddleboarding.
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Paddleboarding last time, and that was cool. I
was
mean,
pretty
until I
sweet.
biffed it, but that was cool. I was like, oh, Ed's going. All right, I'm gonna catch him. And then these little waves started going. Dude, they were only 2 inches. I was like, boom. He got the warning and got down to his knees on the paddleboard, but
No
I
shame.
I was
No
trying.
shame.
I was trying to freaking go after it.
Didn't
Not
work
again.
out so
Not
well.
again.
Right,
good
so we got RFA 30
Yep.
in Nebraska. Biggest arena in Nebraska. Sits how many?
I think. I mean, I could say. I don't really know. 8,000-10,000 probably.
Nice.
Or yeah, I don't know.
You two are going to set it out, except from the main event, Anthony, right? So it's going to be on the three of you. How many people you bring?
Well,
200?
and then Ryan Roberts.
All
Ryan
right.
Roberts just knocked out Junior Hernandez.
Oh.
He sells a lot of tickets. I mean, everybody on the card that's a bigger name, they sell a lot of tickets. So I'm bringing the whole town in Brass City, though.
I like it. I
That's
like it.
so
Are you from
cool.
the same town?
No, I'm just bringing my gym.
I
My
was
gym
gonna say,
I
are you
work
gonna
at.
bring your hometown?
He said, bring a whole better bodies.
Yep.
That's funny.
Fittest people in the crowd are going to be from Kevin, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well, looking forward to seeing you on that card and in the future with RFA as well. Thanks for coming out, taking
Yeah,
the
thanks.
time. Daria, excited to see what's going to happen for you as well.
Thank you.
Different type of people watching that, but still some wrestling, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks,
If you
guys.
make
Thanks,
it, I'll
guys.
start
Thank
watching
you.
it again.
You'll start watching
Yeah,
it? Okay.
yeah, just
No
for
problem.
real.
Divas Revolution right here.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys later.